Top 10 animes where the main character is overpowered. After a long and exhausting day, we might want to relax by watching a good anime series, particularly one with a powerful main character. It allows us to enter another dream world and watch a solid main character who tries his hardest to live in a vastly different world from our own. Hello guys, if you're seeking an anime series featuring overpowered main characters, this video is for you. There are quite a few of them. Let's get started.
Don't mind if I do then.
Number 10. Assassination Classroom, Koro-sensei. An incredible creature arrives out of nowhere and destroys 70% of the moon, leaving it in a crescent shape, putting the Earth at risk. The creature states that he will destroy the Earth next in a year, but that humanity has a chance to save it. He begins working as a homeroom teacher in Kunugigaoka Junior High School, where he teaches conventional topics and assassination techniques to his students. The Japanese government has promised a reward to the student who kills the creature, known as Koro-sensei. Imagine being so powerful that you develop a class where people can learn how to murder you. Koro-sensei, after all, teaches his students everything. His guardian abilities are also overpowered. He gives advice, corrects form, and points out his defects. But humanity as a whole can't seem to deal with him. Well, he's the most adorable yellow blob you have ever seen. But don't get fooled by it, he is one of the most overpowered characters you'll see. Number 9. Terror in Resonance, Kenjiro Shibazaki. A terrorist organization destroyed a nuclear power plant, leaving only the letters VON painted in red on the building. The terrorist gang reappeared from the shadows after a 6-month hiatus, but this time with a peculiar video on the internet. 2 teenagers dressed in masks, known as Sphinx, were seen in the video clip. The boys issued a riddle to the Tokyo police, and if they were unable to solve it, they threatened to spread havoc throughout the city. After the cops failed to solve the riddles, the 2 youngsters appeared to be serious as they bombed the police station and a shopping mall. Here comes the main character, Kenjiro Shibazaki. He is a detective with the Tokyo Police Department who became involved in a crazy game invented by 2 kids who could ruin the city. As Kenjiro digs deeper into the matter, he falls down a rabbit hole of secret government experiments and sad previous occurrences involving the 2 boys that have led to the current situation. Number 8. Overlord Momonga. Now it's time to look out for the Overlord. After a 12-year existence, the popular multiplayer virtual reality game Yggdrasil is closing down its server. Momonga decides to spend the final seconds inside after receiving the news about the game's closure. Momonga can still control his character after the scheduled downtime, but he can't log out. Because the game's NPCs have gained personalities, it appears like Momonga is now confined inside the game, or that the virtual world has been recreated. After speaking with his servant NPCs, he discovered that they still have the programmed personality, but are also developing newer personas. Momonga must now determine what caused this unusual event and explore this universe to locate other gamers in the same boat. Number 7. King's Avatar, Yishu. Japan isn't the only country capable of adopting excellent gaming animation. The King's Avatar is a Chinese anime that does a fantastic job with the gaming theme. Yishu is a professional esports player who lives in Hangzhou, China. His story is told in The King's Avatar. The main character, Yishu, is a well-known esports player. However, he decides to leave for good as his team uses him for shady commercial objectives. He meets one of his fans while working as a clerk and builds up his character with his assistants. Yishu was a legend once more, and this is how he became such a fantastic and overpowered character, which is worth watching. Number 6. Magi, Adventure of Sinbad. Sinbad was born in the Parthivia Empire to the Badra, a battle veteran, and Esra. Although wars and economic woes plagued his kingdom, Sinbad lived a joyful life. Although he lost his father in the conflict, he spent his childhood aiding locals and caring for his sick mother. But all changes when he shelters a mysterious man named Yunnan. Sinbad kept a careful eye on the war-torn planet and fantasized about transforming it for the better. Yunnan offers to accompany Sinbad to the dungeon that emerged between the boundaries of Parthivia and Rime. After learning about Sinbad's dream, Sinbad aims to conquer the dungeon to obtain the most valuable treasure, the mystical beings known as jinns, who bestow enormous power and choose the world's future king candidates. If you are looking for a show with a perfect strong character, what are you waiting for? Put on the adventure of Sinbad and enjoy. Number 5. Darker Than Black. Hey. You could believe that this Japanese-looking guy who knocks down crooks like Batman isn't the one with strength. But just wait until he channels the world's magical system. Hell's Gate emerges in Japan, bestowing superhuman abilities on anyone who lives within its confines. Contractors are among these humans who have traded their humanity for power and now work for organizations. We follow Hei, a contractor who goes under the name the Black Reaper, behind the underlying mystery and drama. Darker Than Black is a conflict between groups with financial and political challenges, and he sends bad luck to everyone he meets. You'll be shocked by what the show has in store for you. Number 4. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Satoru Mikami. Okay, don't get fooled by the name. This anime revolves around one of the most robust characters, Satoru. Satoru Mikami, a working adult in his late 40s, is killed while defending a co-worker from an unidentified assailant on the streets. He started hearing a strange voice that reverberated in his thoughts as he took his final breath after being stabbed to death. Satoru hoped for a body impervious to physical attacks as the weird voice delivered a series of directives. He awoke in the body of a bit of slime when he opened his eyes. He appeared to have been reincarnated in a different dimension and at an additional time. During his explorations, he met a dragon named Weldora, who became his friend after a brief conversation. The dragon in this new world gave Satoru the name Rimuru Tempest. Rimuru embarked on a recent trip with no aims in mind after being freed from the constraints of his previous existence.
So, you're using a wind barrier to repel flames.
Number 3. Kaze no Stigma. Kazuma Kanagi. Give a character wind power and you've got yourself a badass. Kazuma Kanagi practices Fujitsu. He can manipulate the wind, but he is expelled from the family after a duel with his cousin. A user with Fujitsu's power murders his entire house several years later. Kazuma Kanagi's relatives too suspected him of being a serial killer. Now he must prove that he is not the murderer, while simultaneously assisting his cousin in searching for the Cobra. Give this show a look if you like battles, magic comedy, and kick-ass moments. Number 2. Old Noah Zero. Inaho Kaizuka. Humanity found an ancient extraterrestrial technology known as Hypergate during a mission to the moon, which allowed for quick transport between Mars and the moon. The Mars colonization was made possible by Hypergate technology, which allowed humanity to uncover other alien technology, mostly weaponry, and declare independence from Earth. The Mars immigrants established the Wers Empire, but subsequently declared war on Earth. Hypergate was destroyed in the process of the fight, and it exploded. For 15 years, the destruction of Hypergate resulted in an uneasy ceasefire and a precarious peace between Earth and Mars. After the murder attempt on the Princess Salem Wers Alucia of the Wers Empire, who had come to Earth on a diplomatic mission to mend relations between Earth and Mars, the conflict erupted once more. This marks the entry of our hero, Inaho Kaizuka. He is a high school student who sees the attempted murder of the princess by a terrorist gang. To end the battle once and for all, he must now track down the assassination's masterminds. Number 1. The Daily Life of Immortal King, Wang Ling. Another Chinese anime rounds off our list and takes the top spot. Wang Ling, a cultivating genius who has reached a new realm every 2 years since he was a year old, is here. But every overpowering guy has a problem. He must enter senior high school, where he will confront even more difficulties. All he wants is to keep his head down and face fewer hurdles. But his ideal lifestyle will soon alter as he faces more and more problems. When it comes to anime, the daily life of an immortal king keeps loyal to its genre and concept, delivering a fantastic show with an overpowering protagonist. We have seen that these overpowering main characters have such charisma that they have successfully captured our attention and left us speechless. But it's a character's continual evolution and rich storytelling possibilities that make them memorable. Whether it improves or complicates their life, it comes down to how people handle issues. Whether via boldness or tranquilly, they are, in a nutshell, the badasses. So there you have it. 10 anime series with overpowered protagonists. You'll need guys like this when the difficulties become more complex. Guys, this is where we take off. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoyed this video. In our next video, we'll see you again. Take care until then, and good luck!